This is the Kejector vacuum sealer machine. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the instruction manual. They give you a roll of vacuum bag material and of course the vacuum sealer itself. Let me tell you just a little bit about the machine first, and then we'll talk about what it is, what it does, and then of course we'll test it out. This has a suction power of 70 kPa. That's about standard in the industry as far as that goes. This machine can seal in 4 different modes. There's a dry mode, moist mode, pulse mode, and canister mode. There is an accessory hose that would plug in here to connect to various different devices, such as a canister that would hold any kind of food that you want and vacuum the air out of that, or a wine bottle stopper to suck the air out of that. So that's what the hose port is for over there. When you vacuum seal stuff, it can help to keep it fresh up to 8 times longer. We're going to elaborate on all of that in just a bit. There is also a bag cutter that is included right over here. You stick the bag through that little opening, and there's like a razor blade in there that'll slice it open. So that's a nice thing that it's always there for you should you need it. Let's talk about what a vacuum sealer is, what it does, and why you need one. These days, as we all know, there's sticker shock every time you go to the grocery store. The prices are absolutely astronomical. Occasionally, though, you can still find a deal or find things on sale. On sale nowadays means the price they were 3 years ago, which is a great deal for today. And when you find that, you don't want to pass it up, but sometimes it is only offered in bulk. A lot more than you're ever going to eat or need, at least for one meal or the meal and a couple of leftovers afterwards. As such, you end up buying way too much and spending way too much, and that's money that nobody has these days because of shrinkflation. As such, you try to save what portion that you don't use. Whether you put it in the refrigerator or the freezer, eventually we come back to it sometime later and maybe even remember that we had it, only to find it's gone bad, or if it's been in the freezer, it has freezer burn. And freezer burn foods, while safe to eat, don't taste very good, so what really is the point? With a vacuum sealer and vacuum sealing bags like this, there are many others out there. There's wider ones. You can see that the width of this, it can handle much wider bags. But that's just a starter roll that they give you. When you use the vacuum bags like that, you put this stuff in there, and you may have seen this or even bought stuff at the grocery store already, where it's sort of in a plastic wrapping of some kind, but the plastic is so tight against it that it's wrapped right around it, all around every crack and crevice of it. That's vacuum sealed. And if you actually take notice, oftentimes the sell-by date on those items are considerably well into the future, especially if it's meat or something like that, because it's been vacuum sealed. When you vacuum seal stuff, you take the air out. And by taking the air out, you prevent spoilage. And therefore, the food will last a lot longer. It's that simple. Instead of having the stuff go bad and you're throwing it out, wasting 3 times as much money as you did 3 years ago, you can now save the stuff, have it last up to 8 times longer, and not have to throw away any money on food, which is always a bad thing. So let me show you how it works now. So pretty simple to understand. There is a vacuum chamber. That's this section here, okay? This recess section. When you get your bag, you're going to put that in and make sure that the bag overlaps this brown strip, which is the sealing strip, and lands somewhere in that vacuum chamber. You then close the lid and you snap it down on each side. I'm going to do that in just a minute. and then you would seal it in the appropriate mode, depending on what you're sealing. Now, this is a roll of bags. They do sell out there pre-made bags if you just can't be bothered, but if you're going to make your own, which I recommend you do because each thing that you seal is different, so there is no one-size-fits-all, you cut off the amount that you want, and you will notice that it's open at both ends, so that's not going to work. But it's very simple to actually fix that. We have to just seal the first part of it. So we'll stick that in somewhere centered there. Now we put the lid down, click it, and click it. So once you do that, you're going to press just the seal button over there. I got to press it one more time because the first one just turns it on. And the light on it, which may be hard for you to see, is on. And the light has gone out. Press the buttons on the sides. It opens up. And there is our seal right over there. So now this is a sealed bag at one end, and we can put in what we need. So here is an example of something dry that you're going to seal. You don't have to seal food with this machine. We're going to do that later. These are some plastic accessories for a device that I have, but they're going to demonstrate the power of the machine beautifully. So that's why we're using that to vacuum seal. So once again, same story. You put the bag in the chamber, just like that. Close the lid, click it down on each side, and now you have dry. This is dry, so we're going to do that. Let me just back the camera up to give you a better shot, or better yet, I can actually just move the machine like that. That's perfect. We'll hit the dry button, hit it once to wake it up, and then press again. Now watch. Keep waiting. Don't do anything until the lights go out. And there we are. Wrinkled mess, but hey, look. All the ridges on this. You see how the plastic is pulled very tight around that? And in the areas between all the various items, there's no room in there, no air that can get in or get out. Everything is vacuum sealed, wrapped completely around everything, nice and tight. And by doing that, getting rid of the air, you get rid of the spoilage that can occur with the food. Air is the enemy of freshness as such because of everything in the air. Our bodies just process that and filter it all out. But when there's food there, you know, bacteria and all that other great stuff is going to take a stronghold on it. So there you go. It definitely works well. We're going to seal some actual food now. So here's a nice piece of salmon that we're going to vacuum seal. This was a portion off of a much larger fish that I paid $21.67 for, but next week's price is going to be that for that amount. So no worries on that. We're going to take this, and you can seal it with the sticker in there so you know what it is, which is kind of handy. I'm not going to make it straight because I'm eating this for dinner, so I'm going to cut it open anyway. You'll get the idea. We'll put that in the machine. Close it down, make sure it clicks. And this is a moist item. Press it to wake up the machine. Press again. And just wait for the lights to go out over here. Right now it's sealing it. And there we are, vacuum sealed, right around it, absolutely perfect, just as it should be. And what's nice is if I cut off the actual part that told me what it was, then it would tell you what it is. But anyway, that's just the, you know, for an example of how it works. So all around it performed absolutely flawlessly, the Kejector vacuum sealer machine. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.